What's up, everybody? I'm back again with another review, and this is The Craft. Right here, folks. This happens to be a 1996 teen thriller horror film directed by Andrew Fleming, starring Fairuza Balk, Robin Tunney, Neve Campbell, and Rachel True. So before I get into this, give another shout out to my man Review King MB, Where Emerald for Life, and Anti-Cena Guy Lives. Okay, so let's get into The Craft, shall we? Okay, we got Sarah Bailey, played by Robin Tunney, who's the new girl. Yeah, I'll get into the plot. And she's the new kid, this new chick that's moved from one town to this one to another. And she meets up with these three other chicks, and they all perform witchcraft just to get what they asked for, but not to get what they wanted. And, unknowingly that, the witchcraft they perform to solve their problems is not all what it seems to be. At the end, there's consequences and regrets. So Sarah joins these group of other three chicks who happens to be witches. Well, witches without powers, I'd say. So she joins the group, and they perform their witchcraft to solve their problems. Like, for instance, we have Rachel True, and her character is Rochelle. Who's the only black girl that attends to that private school, and she's also the constant target of racial slurs by this blonde chick who's a bully. We all recognize her from the Brady Bunch movies, right? Yeah. So Rochelle casts a spell. Rochelle uses witchcraft to make bully's hair fall out of her head, and so Rochelle turns out to be the element of water. Yeah, she's the element of water. And to tell you the truth, I can't make out which direction. Yeah, they're all supposed to make up. That's also so we symbolize directions of north, south, east, and west. Oh, I think she resembles, the direction of west. I think east and west. I think. Well, never mind. But anyways, now we have, like I said, Sarah Bailey, Sarah Bailey, who's the lead role. She's the lead role in this film. Like I said moments ago, she's the new girl and she's also a natural witch. She happens to be a natural witch, which earlier in the movie, Bonnie, Neve Campbell's character, notices that, she can make a pencil stand up by itself, and, spin it to the table, drill it to the table. And, that fascinated her by it, so she goes to Nancy, played by Fairuza Balk, to recruit her in their coven, in which, Sarah does join the coven eventually. Sarah, she falls for this guy. Subplot. This is a subplot. She falls for the high school jock. She falls for the captain of the football team, named Chris, the Mosquito Rich, who also know in Scream, who later in the year gets his big supporting role in Scream with Neve Campbell. And this is the first movie I've seen him in, to tell you the truth. So Skeeter Roach happens to be this, high school jock. He has to be the top jock in the school, typical cliches, the big man on campus, captain of the football team. So Sarah instantly falls for him. They go on a date, and when the next cutscene, she confronts him about spreading a rumor that they slept together, and which also turns out that Chris did the same thing, but this guy did the exact same thing with Nancy. So he's a douchebag. He's a real asshole. So Sarah casts a love spell on this guy for her to fall for him, and then goes from then he becomes he's under the love spell. He's under a love spell, but he's in love with her. He, goes from, being her dormant, being her little puppy, following around like a little puppy, to, being obsessed with her, and to the point where he tries to have sex with her, and then he tries to rape her. Yeah, so, so the character goes out the window, literally. And Sarah's the element of earth. She's the element of earth. And then you got, hold on a second. Sorry. Anyway, so we got Nat Campbell as Bonnie, I mentioned before, who was fascinated by Sarah's witchcraft, Sarah's magic. So Nat Campbell's Bonnie, but she's the real quiet girl. She's the quiet chick with these, you notice that she's always wearing sweaters and long sleeve shirts and things like that, because she's got like these burn scars all over her back and her shoulders. And she was burning the fire. When she was a little girl, she was burning the fire from being told. So, so Bonnie's quiet. She's all quiet. When she casts her spell, when she does her spell, that's to take away her scars and make her beautiful, make her beautiful again. And, those guys when that spell succeeds, the scars go away, disappear, and guys are hitting on her. Two other jocks, start hitting on her, and and she becomes not only more confident, she becomes narcissistic, more like another Nancy, more like another version of Nancy. Like, holy shit, we got two fucking Nancys. Yeah, she becomes a bitch. She becomes arrogant and a bitch. Yeah, the first time I seen Neve Campbell, I'm like, wow, she's smoking hot. Yeah, as a teenage kid, I had this fantasy about banging the shit out of her. Absolutely. Neve Campbell's still one of my favorite actresses, and I like her. She's my favorite character in this movie. And now, the best for last. Now we got Fairuza Balk, who played Nancy. Yes, Nancy turns out to be the main villain. She's not only just the leader, she's turned out later to be the main villain. The main villain for this movie, and I've seen her in other roles, before this movie. I think like Jason X or something. She was also, Fairuza Balk was also in Deuces Wild with Stephen Dorff. She was in that TV show on HBO called The Worst Witch when she was smaller, she was younger. And after this movie, she got a supporting role in The Waterboy with Adam Sandler. Okay, so I love Fairuza Balk as Nancy. Smoking hot, all four of them are, as a matter of fact. I'm attracted to all four of them. So Nancy happens to be the bad chick, the bad girl out of the group. She's carefree, she's ruthless and carefree, and her subplot is, being white trash, being considered white trash, and and her main objective is, she points for witchcraft. She wants to, I say, in a way replace Sarah. She kind of wants to replace Sarah. So she's power crazy. When they invoke this in the middle of the beast, when they invoke the spirit, Nancy gets all these powers, and she goes even crazier. She's more psychotic. And I like Fairuza Balk in her role as Nancy. You can tell she's having fun with her. She had mad fun with her role. She had a lot of fun with her role, and I had fun with her. I had fun with her too. Watching her, do all this evil shit. Anyway, what Sarah, notices that, things were getting out of control. Things were getting way out of control. She tries to talk them out of, like, chill out, we're taking this too far. And they don't give a shit, especially Nancy. Don't give a shit. They like, all their problems are solved and they're having a good time or whatever, you know what I mean? So and it all comes down to, and let's say later in the movie it all comes down to, the battle between good and evil. So I say, they all use their powers, and not knowing, like, they don't give a shit about the consequences and repercussions. Once the powers take their course, once they're supposed to take their course. So it comes down to Sarah versus Nancy. Good versus evil. So, and did I mention that Nancy is the element of air? And Bonnie, that Campbell's character, is the element of fire. And, in this movie, what I think about this movie, I like this movie. It's pretty decent. It's hot. It's smoking hot. She's smoking hot. And, and the creepy part, it is pretty creepy. So this work gets really creepy, with all the snakes, and bugs, and, Sarah's trapped in a house full of, snakes and bugs and all kind of creepy, crawly things. And also what creeped me out the most is, not only the snakes that creep me out, I hate snakes. And rats falling in her hair. That is fucking creepy. That, like, rats falling, stepping in the pit of snakes, and rats are falling in her hair. Like, wow, that's fucking creepy. That is scary. What you mentioned earlier around the campfire at the beach, where she dreamt about all these bugs and snakes and things like that, telling Nancy this stuff, and Nancy uses it against her, uses her dreams against her. So obviously we already know which wins, right? Good, which wins, right? And then later in the movie, when we see Rochelle and Bonnie trying to make amends with Sarah, and they think that she has no powers. And, she still got powers, dude. So next cutscene, we see Nancy committed in a nut house. She's committed in a mental hospital. And that's the rolling credits. So I like this movie, I enjoyed the movie, and I'm telling you, I dig the chicks. I dig them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're all great in their roles, but I have to be honest, and I have to say, Fairuza Balk stole the show. Fairuza Balk was having a blast with her role, and I like it. You know what I mean? I like that she was having a blast. And so again, Fairuza Balk and her role stole the show. 100%. She gave 100%. They all gave 100%. So anyways, that's my review of The Craft. And man, and I was also told that, there was supposed to be a sequel coming out, but unfortunately that's not what we got. If they had a sequel to this, I'd be all for it. I'd be ready for it. I'd be pumped. I'd be freaking pumped for it. If they had a sequel to come up to this, I would be pumped. But that's not what we got, unfortunately. So what can I say about this movie? It's like Clueless from hell. Look at it. Think about it. It's like Clueless from hell, literally. So I give this movie, I'll give it 3 stars. I saw in the other reviews, it's got either 2 stars or 2.5. This is my review. I'll give it 3 stars. Give it 3 out of 5 stars. And so that's my review on the craft. Leave the comments below. Let me know what you think. And if there are any flaws that I missed or overlooked, just let me know. You know, and I like the special effects. They were awesome. They were pretty cool. Special effects were pretty cool, a little creepy. You know, so I haven't forgotten about special effects. So, once again, shout outs to my man Review King MB, Ramrock for Life, and Anti-China Guy Lives. So thanks for watching. You know, let me know, leave your comments below, let me know if you've seen the craft, and let me know what you think. If you haven't seen it, check it out. My verdict, must see. So thanks for watching, and as always, like, subscribe, and until next time, take care.